Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. In our last episode, we built the refineries processing the heavy oil waste, heavy oil residue, I think is what it is, into coke. And then we came down here to start looking at setting up a power plant to harvest that coke into electricity. Since the end of the last episode, I did a little bit more connecting up. I built the last of the power plants, I connected up all the pipes, and I think the belts, I'll have to check the belts. We may need to do the belts yet. I also brought the belt of the coke all the way down here, from way down there where we started from. And I started also working on some connections here to bring the, to join these two halves of the power plant down here together. And was working on a few other things. I laid out the piping to bring the water into the base. I learned, as I think we found out over there, but I investigated a little deeper, the output is not in the center of the model. So when you put them across from each other, if you put them exactly across from each other, the pipe is diagonal. So if you offset them a little bit, then it becomes straight. So I've hooked those four up. I'm going to take this off of here and not fall into the water. I've also run the pipes across and into some of the new stackable poles like we had been using earlier. They're coming across from there up into here. I put pumps in line here. Hopefully this one is low enough. We may need to adjust it. We'll have to see. And then those go into there. What we have here is 480 water, 10.8 generators at 45 per minute are actually going to need 486. I figure I'll be fine without that 6. One of the generators won't run at peak efficiency, but I think I'm fine without it. Oh, I didn't hook up any of the belts. Okay, we're going to have to do that real quick. But I wanted to get some of it done at least before we came back, just to make sure that that I wasn't spending a lot of time fiddling with things and whatnot. So we have a Mark III belt coming in all the way to here. That Mark III belt needs to connect into there. And then we might have a belt in here already. Might. Yep, it was already in there. So I had to hit it exactly. It can't snap like they can when there's not a belt there. Like this. So this is the one where we have the gap because of the lack of, we only need 11 because we only need 10.8. So in fact, I could do the math based on the, I could underclock one of them, but I don't think I'm going to bother. And actually, technically, all these belts didn't need to be Mark IIIs either, but I'm also fine with that. At 2.4 seconds per coke, that's 25 per minute, so we are more than fine. Using Mark I lifts. I want to get past it and then place it so I don't have to try and wind my way through there. Also trying to jump onto the pipes. But I always miss. Oh, I guess I didn't miss that time. I'm afraid I'm going to miss. Okay, that's coming in. That's coming in. Need to do this one. Here. Well. Alright, well I didn't land on the pipe. See, I told you I would miss. And then our gap here. And also the gaps here in the middle so that I could bring the second pipe in and inject it into the first one. And that'll balance out the pressure and make sure that we have all 480 cubic meters connected up. Okay, and then there's that. So we have all the pipes hooked up. They should be getting coke. Yes, they are. And we just need to hook up some power here. First off, we need to connect the water pumps up so they kick on, or the extractors rather. They're going to start using a lot of power. I want to be very careful here. Power pole. Of course, it got dark as I was getting started with the episode, because that's how my luck works. Okay, and then you come down here. And you come over here. And now we do the other side. And as these things start getting water, they should start working. Assuming, of course, that that pump is at the right height. Hey, that one kicked on. And that's all connected now. So, they should be generating... Oh, wow. Yeah, we scaled up a little bit of power. So we started out, we were down here at 900. And then they started scaling up. Why did it dip back down again? That could be a water pressure thing. Make sure these are both... They are both full. They are both pumping upward. You can see based on the pattern of the three little rings that they are pumping upward. All of these are pumping like crazy. Don't know why the power is not stabilizing. Oh, I know why. Because it's... No, it could be because of the 10.8 thing, but the not quite 10.8 thing. Let's just come kind of down here. See how these pipes are doing. Okay, they do have some water in them. These are filling up. It's going to take a while for everything to fill up and balance. So maybe I should take one of these down a little bit. If I do 480... no, wait. If I do 10 times 45, that's 4... No, that's not what I want either. How do I want this? Yeah, 10 times 45 is 450. And then the last one would only have 30 left. So if I take this one and I do it as 30 out of 45, so 67%, we'll say, that'll consume a little bit less water in this one specifically, and balance out that water consumption across the whole network down to the 480 that we can possibly produce. So as these fill up, and as these pipes fill up, everything should stabilize, and actually those water extractors should shut off. I had them hooked up for a brief moment earlier, but I turned them off so that I could, so that I wouldn't waste power on them while I was fiddling with the pipes and stuff. So they are pumping like crazy. They're still running full blast. All the three little rings are pulsing away. Although the one looks like it's stabilizing. It is. I think this one's stabilizing. Yeah, it's pretty full. It has almost all of the water that it can hold. And its flow rate was balancing out, I think. Interesting that that has a higher flow rate than the two pumps are 240. Never mind. So it's falling off now, probably because the pipes are filling up further along, as well as generators further along in the system here. So these will stabilize, and then those water extractors will shut off like those over there would often do while we were working on them. So I thought that this was kind of an interesting way to do the layout here. Connecting these up and then using the posts. These ones I put on a foundation that happens to be an exact number of foundations, although I don't know what that exact number is, below level 0 here, just so it's just under the surface of the water. However, these ones are just on the ground, under the water. And I just use the regular belt conveyor poles underneath, and then only use the pipe ones when I had pipes to put on them. So there's just 2 pipe ones, and I think like 2, or maybe 3, yeah, 2 regular ones. Okay, so we have all that. Everything should be powered up and connected and everything. We should have, these are 75 megawatts. Let me get my calculator out again. So we have 75 times 10, which is 750, plus 2/3 of 75, which is, I guess I didn't need to do any of this math, which is 50, so that should be 800, plus the 900 we set up over there, while you don't have power. Oh, they're still... No, I must have a belt with the wrong segment. But we should be getting... Wait, was that 800? We should be getting 1700. Let's run this way. And see where we had this messed up, because I obviously missed a belt segment someplace. So It's probably even maybe... Oh, I put a buffer in down here, a box. So it could even be like the lift going into or out of the box that I messed up. But we can see that really easily here. Yeah, it's that lift right there. Oopsie. Let's try that again. Oh, I don't have lift on this side. Okay. A Mark 1 lift. Or Mark 3 conveyor lift. Now, do we have... There it goes. Now we have the power. Okay. So, also... So, yeah, so I put this box here to buffer the petroleum coke. That was so that they would produce this whole box full. Eventually, everything will balance out, and it won't make a difference. But for now, we have a full box of rubber, or a full box of plastic, almost a full box of rubber. And I appear to have petroleum coke in my inventory for some reason. So we can put that in there. And apparently I need to have some space because I need to gather up some items. Some stuff respawned. Wasn't that nice? Yeah. Some stuff respawned, so I had to kill a couple of more bee flower thingies, and yeah, that was fun. Put that back, take this out. We need 200 of each. What can I put down? Get rid of. I'll get rid of that one cable. I'll just trash it. It's fine. This one, put those back, and then this one. Okay, that's 200 each of those. Now we can take the tube up. So I'm just going to operate under the assumption that everything is working fine now with that power plant. We can check power in a little while and make sure that it stabilizes at a capacity of 1700. It might be like 17, like that was saying 1401. I think it might be 1701. But yeah, the bees that were there and the bees that were here, oh, and there's one over there too that I didn't kill, all respawned on me. So obviously they still haven't fixed the respawn because they're right next to miners that are powered and are presumably working. Motors. Let's go. I think we'll walk to motors. Well, actually, wait a minute. I think they have to put some stuff down. Let's put some stuff down. I'm going to put a new box down because we need 1,000 cable also. So I'll have to go over there and get that. Actually, before I put stuff in the new box, let me put these away in the original box. Yeah. And then we'll put stuff in this new box for temporary basis. Or on a temporary basis. Let's see, maybe some of this foundation. A couple of these, one of those. A couple of these. A couple of those, one of these maybe. Definitely those could go. That should be enough. These are rows of 9. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's go grab that cable. And then we'll go grab those 100 motors. We already have some of them, but we'll need more. I think we have 60 or something. Yeah, we have 60. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That way I still have the 200 in my inventory. And then we can go and grab the rest. Because I wanted to keep moving with the progress of the base. I didn't want to take a bunch of time in this episode to go through the building of that power plant, because we had already done the one for the coal earlier, whenever that was, 10 or so episodes ago. So I didn't want to spend, actually it wasn't even that many ago, I didn't want to spend that much time working on something that we've already done before. Okay, and then we'll take, maybe we'll take 50 extra, that way we have some in our inventory. And then we'll head back to the hub one more time and dump all that stuff in. And I can't jump. Okay, industrial manufacturing. Before we click it, actually, let's look at what we're actually going to get. I keep forgetting to look at this one more time before we do it. So we're going to get the manufacturer, which can take 3 or 4 inputs and make an item. The truck, the computer, modular engine, and the adaptive control unit. I know this is a space elevator item. This one might be as well. We'll have to see. Click the button. Okay, that's a 12-minute.
Milestone reached. The manufacturer increases production complexity. A critical look at production line logistics and efficiency is recommended during integration. The truck allows for increased efficiency in transportation, automated or otherwise. New project parts enable progress to the next phase.
So we need 10 heavy modular frames in order to make one. And if I remember correctly, we need to make the heavy modular frames in one. So we'll have to handcraft at least 10 to make the heavy modular frames. But that looks like the next thing that we should probably do. Let's also look at transportation, which is the truck. That also needs the heavy modular frames, plus computers and beacons and some rubber. And then the other things were the parts, and I can't remember what the fifth thing was. What was it? I do not remember. Oh, our feeding of the stuff into the awesome shop garnered us 4 more coupons. I'm going to put those in our storage with the other ones. I believe that took. Did that keep them? Oh no, they fell on the floor. E. Okay. I'll put those in here. Oh, we didn't have any left. Okay, well, I'll put them in here anyway. What is screeching? Did other stuff spawn again? That's going to make me mad if it did. No, it's just the curious creatures. Or possibly the bird thing there. Okay. So let's go take a look at... Well, actually, let's take a look at what it's going to cost, or it's going to take to make 10 modular frames. Because we have to make them in here. No. They must be up here. There they are. Okay, so we need to make... Or we need to have more screws. Oh, we're going to spend all those screws finally. I'll make the 6 we can, and then I'll make a craft bench out on site where we pick up the screws at. I think we also need pipes. Yeah, we're also going to need some pipe. So let's head this way. Pick up those screws from one of the manufacturers that are making screws. One of the constructors, rather. That we're not really using right now anyway. That's probably enough. Yeah, we had 600 and some, and now we have 500 some more. We only needed 10. And then we need the pipe. I'm not sure how to make this trip faster. I guess the best thing to do is whenever I redesign this bus, the best thing would be to put all of the boxes in one spot, regardless of where the stuff is being made. Just send it all to the one spot. A couple hundred more of those. Maybe we'll take 300 because we're going to spend a few right now. Production, craft bench, and I know what I want to do while I was at the hub. Pick out the next thing. Nope, they were up here. There they are. 4 more? Yeah, 4 more. Okay, so now let's go here somewhere in the middle. I'm just going to throw it down for now. What now? Oh, the plastic. I forgot about the plastic. Let's go this way. Go pick up some more plastic. Well, at least the sun came back out. I did kill some fire breathers down there as well, so it's quite possible that the bees had respawned maybe sometime during the last episode or so. We just hadn't been up here to deal with it. Before we go down there to get the plastic, I want to take a look at what the next milestone might be. Alternative fluid transport. That gives us the ability to package liquids into a solid package, and also gives us the ability to make liquid biofuel, which is the most energy efficient form of biomass. That we could actually research once we get the frames, heavy modular frames being made. So that's an option. This option, though, might be better. We'd need to make the plastic, which is made out of biomass and mycelia, but that would let us get into the gas areas where the bad guys are, where the hard drives are in the gas areas. So otherwise, we could make a fuel generator here, as well as Mark IV belts. So far, we haven't needed that much stuff, and we've not been able to scan for Caterium before this. That's interesting. And then we could get the jetpack. No, we need computers for this. We need computers for this, and we need computers for this. So we need to definitely get making computers, which we can. Oh, that's what we learned, I think, in this here. Yeah, it was computers. Okay. I think this is the one I'm going to do next. We'll have to harvest some biomass. We could potentially just turn some of these pieces and parts, where they at here, into biomass. That might be the easiest method for the fabric. But so let's get 100 plastic for that, 200 plastic for, or 200 rubber for that, as well as 50 plastic for this. I think that's the best thing to do right now. And I'll probably get a little bit of extra plastic anyway. It's still going like crazy, so they're still consuming the stuff. So we need 100 for that, plus maybe a couple hundred extra, because we'll need 50 for the manufacturer, and then who knows what. Maybe the gas masks take plastic when you make them? I don't know. And then a couple hundred more rubber. And that stuff's just going to keep making. And no big deal. Oh, we also had that tank buffer down here. So we have a lot of this, of the fuel, effectively. Say, oh, that actually doesn't have a whole lot in it. We're making it like crazy, apparently. Petroleum coke. But we have a lot of energy saved up in buffers, which is good. So if something happens to, and we stop making plastic and rubber, we have to burn through this entire bin of petroleum coke, and then burn through whatever's backed up as far as the fluid goes, the heavy oil residue here. And there's while there's not a lot in the tank, it's flowing out pretty fast. Yeah, that's flowing out pretty fast. About 90 cubic meters per minute, and these things are consuming 30 apiece. So they're consuming as fast as possible, effectively, which makes sense because they're producing 270 petroleum coke, and that's all going down along the belt there. Let's take a look at the power. 1705. Yep, that's perfect. That's that extra 1%, I'm assuming. Up we go. Okay, and I'm just going to handcraft that biomass, that 50 biomass. Well, let's look at that manufacturer. We keep getting the parts for it and then not making it. Okay, so we can make beacons here, which until we need to make something that's going to require beacons manufactured, the few beacons that I use for what I'm using them for, they can be made by hand. I know there are recipes that need them, but I don't need them right now. Heavy modular frames, of course. We'll get that set up soon, probably in the next episode. And then computers as well, which need the circuits or circuit boards. We'll have to figure out a process for those, which means bringing plastic and rubber, I guess, since we're going to do one, might as well do the other, up onto the bus. And then everything else is stuff we already have. So we'll have to figure out the recipes for those and set those up in the next few episodes. Other than that, we have a modular engine for the space elevator, which takes... Can I do this thing? Here, thank you. 2 smart plates, some rubber, and some motors. How many of each? 2 motors per minute. Okay, we can handle that. I think we're making 5. 15 rubber per minute. We're making 60. I really should write this stuff down. And then 2 smart plating, which we can easily handle. I think we're making 8 to 10 of each of those items, so we can easily handle that. Also, adaptive control units. They take automated wiring, which we were making before for the last stage. We might have some saved up as well on a belt or in a box over there by the space elevator, but we can remake those. Yeah, we'll have to set that step up again. But that's just rotors and cables, so we have plenty of that. The circuit boards will have to get set up and probably onto the bus. Heavy modular frames, we're going to get onto the bus very soon. We need 1 per minute for this, though. And then 2 computers, 1 per minute on this. Computers make 2.5 per minute, so we'll just do 1 manufacturer of those. And then which one of you needed 1 heavy modular frame per minute, and this makes 2 of those. So we'll do 1 each for now. Manufacturer making heavy modular frames and making computers. And that'll be a good target for the next episode. So let's go over here, find this, these parts, these, whatever it is they're called, and we can make them, alien carapace. We can make them into biomass. We need to make enough biomass to make 50 fabric, which is 250, which is less than 3 of these parts. And our thing's back. That's good. Where are you at? It was probably right here. Yeah, it is. 1, 2, 3. And then I need the mycelia out of here. We have a fair amount that I can't hold. Okay, temporary box. Or personal storage. I don't know. Partial stacks, sure. This one, those. That'll work for now. Mycelia. And then we make fabric times 50. I could make these in an assembler, but they're quick enough to handcraft that I think we could just make that our thing right now. If I make these in an assembler, it'll probably be a hand-fed assembler anyway. There we go, 50. Although I could have made more, it would have been fine. Put those in, put those in, put those in. And we launch.
Milestone reached. Gas masks and filter parts will ensure increased odds of survival in gas-based hazardous environments. Fixit Incorporated would like to extend the friendly advice to not forget to change filters regularly.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll do this one next, I think, just because we need computers, and computers. So we'll do this one next after we set up the modular frames. But I'm going to mark it for now. I assume that the filters are made here. I assume oh, there they are. Yep. They need coal. Oh. Rubber. And fabric. 2 fabric apiece. So let's see, how much more fabric can we make? Make 10. Maybe I'll do one of those. Yeah, that'll use up all of our mycelia, so we need to go harvest some more of that. Okay. And then the filters take coal and rubber. Oh, we spent all of our rubber. Doggone it. Yeah, that's what I get for not bringing it up to the bus. Okay, so we need 2 rubber and 5 coal each. I'm going to run and get that, and I will be right back. So before I decided to go and make the filters, I came and stopped by here to look at what the gas mask is going to cost. And it's going to cost a bit more fabric than we have. So I need to go and get a lot more mycelia. So I think what we'll have to do here is we'll end the episode here. I'll head out and find some mycelia, and then I'll come back and we'll set this up in a future episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.